Welcome back, one and all, to ORL Round 8 action here for Division 2 in Imola. What a beautiful Sunday afternoon here. We've got 19 drivers and all ready to give it their best shot this afternoon. Anything can happen here today, so very excited to be here this afternoon as we are getting qualifying underway here today. And we've already got our first cars trundling out onto the track to round this beautiful circuit here in Italy. And we're going to kick it off here with not Kizzy, who's the first out onto the track this afternoon. And currently, Vipermon leading the championship quite comfortably by 99 points over Rapid Mickey, who's in second place. So Vipermon on 167 points, winning, I believe, 5 races out of the 7. And then Mickey in second place, followed by Spark, and then Zonix, and I'm a Noob, and Kizzy. So pretty tight when it comes to battling for second in the Drivers' Championship, but Vipermon has an extremely comfortable lead, and I think only disaster would prevent him from taking it out. Churchy's now our lead car here in qualifying, and he'll be the first driver to kick off proceedings here in Imola. Not an easy track, as we know. Very easy to make a mistake, especially in qualifying. So this will definitely be a good test for the Div 2 drivers, as Churchy, the Alfa Romeo driver, former Aston Martin, makes his way down the main straight. He's on 12 points for the season, but that definitely doesn't reflect his driving ability. He has put up some impressive performances, maybe gotten a bit unlucky throughout the season, but we'll see if he can put that to rest today and get a good outing. And he looks very solid through that first sector of the track, putting up a 24.8, and makes his way through as Phoenix is a early retirement there for Mercedes. The new team principal there is gone within the first 2 minutes, and looks like he might have had an accident with a Red Bull. So as we maintain our view on Churchy here, who's looking very smooth as PS Bombers retired in the same spot. We might just have a quick look at what's going on there. And yeah, we can see just 2 cars right in the middle of the track there. Not exactly sure what's happened between them two, but that is a damaging start for Mercedes and Red Bull. One of their drivers each already out, as Churchy now makes his way through the final corner. And it's been a very smooth start for Churchy as he comes to cross the line, and he'll pick up a 1:17.6, which is definitely not too shabby at all. But Kizzy absolutely blows it out of the water, going 5 tenths faster. And we'll move our eyes to the championship leader in Vipermon, who is now making his way through the final set of corners, and he'll come over the line momentarily. And DRS open, and we'll see what kind of time he can put up to begin. And it's a 1:16.1. And if we thought the initial times were quick, Vipermon has absolutely smashed it, and he leads by 4 tenths on the next comer. So fantastic start for him. We'll have a look at Frosty's invalidated. Well, I might have a look at Milan through the first sector. Not bad at all with 24.5 there for Milan. And he'll be making his way through the track now. And Milan now just cruising through. Everyone looking pretty solid so far, apart from those 2 DNFs. We're not too sure what happened there. And the purple sector's lighting up, but I don't think that's a complete accurate depiction, as he does go a bit wide on that corner. Very easy to do, and invalidates on that occasion. We'll have a look at Mickey now, who is just starting his first flying lap, and looking pretty solid through the first couple of corners there. As we mentioned, second in the championship at this stage. He's getting a little bit of a slipstream from the Alpha in front of him, but he might block him, and he has. So that's slowed him down big time there. I'm not sure. I think it was Scott Gaming there who's blocked him. So we've got 12 drivers have set a flying lap off the start here. And everyone below that has failed to do so. PS Bomber and Phoenix out of the session. And most drivers now coming in for their in-lap. And solid start all around here. Vipermon really showing pace, and I didn't get to see his teammate is also right up there with him, only going 1/10 behind Vipermon. So it's game on here in the Williams team, who are comfortably leading the constructors. And we'll see if Mickey goes around for another lap. He might be saving up the ERS. And we're a third away through the qualifying here. Mickey just wanting to get a banker lap on the board here. So we'll see what happens as Frosty's back out onto the track. He was in the pits for not long at all. So now Mickey down the main straight. We'll go full pelt into the first corner here. And we'll see what kind of pace he's got in Imola. See if he can maintain that second of the championship. And looks once again smooth through that first chicane. And uses every bit of the track there, trying to stay on through the first sector. And to the left and to the right does that very smoothly. Now the uphill braking zone, he's 24.6. Not the best time we've seen so far, but certainly not the worst as he continues his way through the middle sector here. And now coming into probably one of the more challenging quarters on the track, the sweeping right-hander, and he takes it very smoothly there, keeps it inside the track only just, and using all the track limits here is Mickey, and he goes 51 into the second sector there. And we'll see what kind of time he's got in his pocket here, Mickey. Can he get it anywhere close to pole position? Vipermon has got a strong hold on that at the moment. As Mickey now coming to the line, we'll see what kind of time he can put up. DRS opens up, and a 1:17.1. So you'd hope Mickey's got a little bit more pace than that. Obviously his tyres a little bit used there. So not too bad to start in 5th position. And we move back. We'll move back down to Frosty in 14th, who's had a spin in fact. It looks like, or he might just be going slowly, I'm not too sure. But maybe just building up for his lap. And we'll have a look at the Milan, the Aston Martin driver here, who is making his way through. And he looks to have a bit of pace today. He hasn't set a lap time yet. But we'll see what kind of time he comes up with through the first sector. And pretty impressive, 24.5 there. So if he can keep this up, we'll be looking at potentially a top 5 appearance. Can he crack into the 1:16s? That's looking like the time to beat at this stage. As he makes his way through and just keeps it in the track there. Really, you have to play the limits here. You have to extract every inch you can get from this track. It's one of those tracks you can easily exceed the limits, but if you get it right, then it's very rewarding as Milan takes that chicane pretty well, as Pro Gamer has had a collision with Not Kizzy. And we'll have a look at that in a moment. But Milan now coming up to the final corner and goes a little bit wide, but it's just okay. And now he'll open up the DRS and cross the line, and then we'll see what he can pick up. It's a 1:17.0, so not bad at all. Or was invalidated in the last corner, actually. So that lap will not count. I think he might have just gone off the track there as Frosty's retired from the session. He hasn't put in a decent lap time. And that's unfortunate, as Pro Gamer also has a 5-place grid penalty. We'll look at Dead Heat now. He's still yet to set his first lap of the session. We'll be probably going a little bit more conservatively just to make sure he gets something decent on the board here. And there's definitely plenty of time to work with for Dead Heat this afternoon. Making his way through into the final sector through the chicane. And looking pretty good through there. All the Div 2 drivers have been looking pretty smooth today, enjoying the track. And good improvements from the start of the season where we're seeing instants galore, and now dead heat. We'll cross the line and we'll see what time he can get here. It's going to be a 1:18.7 up into 12th position, and I'm sure he will have a bit of improvement to do there. We haven't had a look at DXman yet, so we'll have a look at his lap. He's up 3/10 currently, and we'll see what kind of time. Oh no, he's lost a huge amount of time, so I'm not sure what's happened in the middle sector there, but he will not improve, and he might be lining up for another lap. So we'll have a look at Spark here now, who is challenging for pole position today. Only a 10th off his teammate Vipermon, who's generally had the better of him this season, but can Spark put up a nice little challenge to him and give the championship leader something to think about? Across the line now, what will he get? It's the fastest lap. It's a 1:16.1, and it's just faster than his teammate. So Mr. Spark really taking the challenge to his teammate today. And Vipermon will have to respond here. He's about to start his flying lap. 6 minutes remain in today's qualifying. And now Zonix, the Haas team principal, making his way through the first sector, but he's a bit slow. So I don't think there's going to be any improvements made there. Mickey just goes off the track at the final corner, but and that'll invalidate his next lap as well. So that's costly for him. Churchy also invalidated. We'll have a look at Harold Dino down in 10th for the Ferrari team, who's looking pretty solid through this part of the lap now. And we'll go on board with him here. And very cautious through that corner. Gets a nice exit though. And now uphill towards the left-hander here. And gets on the brakes quite early, Haroldinho, to ensure that he gets a nice exit out of the corner. And pretty tricky this corner, but he manages it pretty well. And now up towards the chicane into the final sector of the track. And I think he might be on a cool-down lap. So we will move on to Fire Strike, who's just starting his flying lap. And he makes his way down the main straight here and will take us through the chicane. He's in 12th at the moment, but plenty of improvement to be had there. He looks to be on old tyres though, so I'm not sure how much he will be able to improve. He'll have probably one more run after this though. He's up 2/10 on his previous best lap time. So we'll see what kind of pace he's got in him. Most drivers now came back into the pits before they go for their final attempts at the end of qualifying. And we'll see what Fire Strike's got here. Oh, he's invalidated. He's gone a little bit wide there. That's going to cost him. So yet another lap goes away from him. And we'll have a look at... Oh, Zonix is invalidated. So we'll look at Kizzy here, who's up 2/10, looking to crack into that top 5. It looks like it's going to be good enough at this stage. He's gone a bit wide, avoids the invalidation, and now we'll cross the line. And it's looking like a good lap so far. What will it be? It'll be up into 6th with a 1:17, almost flat, but doesn't quite crack into the 1:16s. He's just shy of Zonix at this stage. And now a couple drivers coming out for their final laps of the session here. Pro Game looking to have a bit of an on-track battle with the McLaren of DXman there. And they're getting a bit feisty. So we'll have a look at DXman currently in 4th. He's on his out lap. What will probably be his final attempt of the session in that McLaren. The only McLaren in this race. Teammate didn't make it today. So he is going to have to have the lion's share of points today if he wants the McLaren team to remain in touch with the rest. And DXman has Pro Gamer very closely behind him. So Pro Gamer will be carrying a bit of a slipstream from him. 3 minutes remaining in this qualifying now. DXman taking us down the main straight here. And now brakes very nicely for that first chicane, taking it well. And through he comes now. And looking quite good at this stage. And he's up 4/10 in fact, so that is a huge improvement. So this will definitely challenge pole position here for the McLaren. So game on here at Imola as far as DXman is concerned now, as Firestrike retires from the session down towards turn 1. And DXman's he's invalidated the lap. He was improving massively. That was potential for pole position, but he will have to restart. Churchy's on the gravel, and Dat Boy Connor just finishes his lap going up to 8th. And we'll have a look at the Aston Martin of Milan, who's about to complete a lap. Invalidated at the last corner last time. Doesn't do it on this occasion. A 1:17.2 puts him in 8th. So not too bad for him there. DXman will have another crack at this, but might be a little bit restricted on pace as the leaders of Noah, Vipermon and Spark are about to come onto the track and go for their final laps here. DXman now, he needs to recreate the heroics he was able to pull off on his last lap before invalidating. Can he keep that pace going? I think one of the Williams is going slowly through the first sector. Only 2/10 up this time, but it's still an improvement. If he can keep that up, we could be on for potential McLaren provisional pole here late in this session. DXman's going to give it everything here for his final lap. He's got nothing to lose through the second sector. He's going full pace here. And can he keep it inside the track? He does on this occasion. And gets the exit nicely. So he is right in the mix here. He's up 4/10. This is going to be really challenging for Sparks' time here. And he takes that chicane very nicely as well. Now all he needs to do is nail the final 2 corners here. DXman flying through the track here. We'll go on board with him as he tries to nail these last 2 corners. Keeps the inside. Just keeps it on the track now. And he's using all of the track here. And he's going to cross the line. What time's he going to come up with? It's going to be a 1:16.1, and it's good enough for provisional pole. Now we'll see what the leaders have got to say about that. And Of Noah's making his way through the second sector to try and challenge DXman's time. He's in some good form. He won the last race, DXman, and he's looking a real threat here in that McLaren. Of Noah reserving in the Ferrari today. What can he do about it? He's 4/10 back on the leader. It's only just under a 10th up on his previous time. He's going to need a massive final sector if he wants to challenge the top 3 here. I don't think it's going to happen for him, for Of Noah, but he's making his way through now. He's going to be the first driver to complete his final lap here as the session is about to close. And the rear wing opens up. What time's it going to be for Of Noah? A 1:16.5, no improvement. And we'll have a look now. Viperwater and Sparks are next to each other on the track, and then neck and neck in terms of the battle for pole position here. This is going to be very interesting. Viperwater going through the second sector now. The championship leader's gone wide, and that could lose him a little bit of time here. Viperwater desperately trying to improve. All he needs to do is get under a 10th improvement to get pole position. Spark nipping at his heels as well. We'll see what time Vipermon comes up with. It's a bit slow. It's 2/10 down. We'll have a look at Spark here. He's improving. Spark has a serious chance to take pole position for DXman here. Vipermon seems to be out of the picture for the moment. We'll see now Spark the Williams coming right up behind his teammate on board into the final corners. And he's gone a little bit wide there. Is it going to cost him a little bit as he makes his way through? Vipermon's going to cross the line. It's not going to be an improvement, I don't think. No, it's not. Here goes Spark for pole. He can't get it. He's just a bit slower on that lap, and DXman is going to take pole position as Zonix has invalidated, and Churchy is a little bit slower as well. So DXman with an impressive pole position here in Imola. He pulled one out at the end. Spark and Vipermon both didn't improve on their final laps and didn't save their best till last, but DXman takes pole position by the smallest of margins here in Imola. Very interesting qualifying, and it's looking very good for the race, as we see Mickey in the meantime got into 4th position, and they look extremely evenly matched here in Div 2. As we look down the order, Of Noah wasn't able to improve. He remains 5th. Zonix didn't improve either, into 6th, and then we got Kizzy and Milan, followed by Churchy and Connor. So the top 10 are quite competitive at the moment. It's a good little spread here. and it'll be very interesting to see how the race pans out. I think it's going to be very evenly matched. Some good battles should take place over the 30 laps here at Imola. And as you can see, just 200ths there for DXmond, and that's a very impressive pole position, and we'll see if he can hang on to it for the race. Pro Gamer will be starting last as well, as he has a 5-place grid penalty for, I believe, contact with Scott Gaming. And we're about to get underway here for Imola in Div 2. Very exciting race we've got here. Very even qualifying, in fact, as well. So it's anyone's game here today. And we'll see what's going to happen. There's some great battles. We saw a bit of Sparks and Vipemon showing off their prowess last night in the ORL OPSL race. So we'll see if they can carry that over into Div 2. And it's looking to be a bit of Williams versus McLaren here today, unless another team can come in and surprise us. And we're just about to get started here. Hit the midway point of Season 3 of RL. And we are very excited to see this is the final season of F1 2022 before the new game comes out. And we'll kick off the formation lap here. DXmond will lead us away, followed by Spark and Vipemon, the front three. So if we have a look at the tyres for the drivers, we've got the top 9 on mediums, followed by Datboy Connor in 10th on the hards, Mr. Morrow and Harold Dinho on the hards as well. All other drivers have picked the medium tyre, so we shall see how that pans out in terms of the race. Obviously, early safety cars are quite common in Division 2. So we'll see if that has any role to play, and especially in Imola, where it's very easy to have an incident with a fellow driver. So we'll run you through the top 10 here. DXmond in the McLaren, pole position, followed by Spark in the Williams. Vipemon third in the Williams as well. So a bit of teamwork there between them two, you'd think. Rapid Mickey in the Mercedes in 4th position, followed by Of Noah in the Ferrari. And then Zonix in 6th position in the Haas. Kizzy 7th in the Alpha Tauri. Milan 8th in the Aston Martin. Churchy 9th in Alfa Romeo. And Datboy Connor reserving for Alpine in 10th. And all other drivers will be looking to get into those points positions. And the build-up is finally over. We will now finally get to see some racing here in Division 2 as DXmond gets a nice angle. As you can see, it goes right to the left off the start line here at Imola. And all the cars will be lining up for us on the grid. And Pro Gamer will be the final car. Lights will come on shortly here. And here we go. You can see DXmond already pointing his car to the right. And we are underway here in Imola. Firestrike jump start straight away. Great start for Spark as well. Already side by side with DXman. Vipermon down on the inside as well, trying to get through. He's going to get past his teammate. Oh, they're wheel to wheel. Spark breaks late. And Vipermon just has to stick in behind. And there's Carnage at the back. There's an Alfa Romeo and an Alpine round as well. That's Connor and Phoenix, I believe, as well. Mickey in on the action as well. Kizzy's already up to fourth. Great start for him. And now he's going to go down the inside on Spark. Couldn't quite. Vipermon's picked up some places and Sparks dropped a few after being punted off the track there by Kizzy. Milan's up into 6th as well. And Spark down into 7th position. Pro Gamer's already up a few places as well. And Scott Gaming's been disqualified, not sure why. But great start for Mickey and Milan in particular, and Kizzy as well. Kizzy up into 3rd place, starting 7th. So DXman gets away cleanly. We thought he was going to get past initially, but he manages to hold on to that position. It's very hard to overtake late into turn 1 there. And Spark is now down into 8th. His good qualifying has been ruined by that start. And Vipermon already 1.2 seconds back on DXman. As we can see, Of Noah's dropped a couple of places. He had a poor start as well. Firestrike up 4 places, but he's going to have to serve a drive-through. And Frosty up 5 positions as well. So very interesting start here in Imola. Dead Heat getting very close to Pro Gamer as Firestrike serves that drive-through. And now Dead Heat going to go wheel-to-wheel with Pro Gamer here to turn 1. He's got the ERS and his foot flat to the floor here. Is he going to make a move late into turn 1? No, thinks better of it. It's a long race and don't want to make any silly moves early. Pro Gamer has a look at Haroldinho though, who's going all over the track at the moment. And Pro Gamer's having a look as well. Doesn't go at the moment. Milan and Zonix, the battle resumes between the Aston Martin and the Haas driver. And Of Noah's very close behind them two as well. And Zonix and Milan have had some fantastic battles over the last few races, and that could continue here today. But Of Noah sees an opportunity. There's a Red Bull slow, I think it's PS Bomber, out the back as well. And Of Noah trying to make up for lost time here. Spark close behind as well. We've got a good little 4-car battle here between these drivers, and Noah is really on the back of Zonix. Milan went a little bit wide in front as well, but has a little bit of a buffer on these two. Noah really trying to pressurise as Mickey and Kizzy go wheel to wheel just in front as well. Kizzy holding the inside line. Mickey go around the outside though. That's a great move from Mickey. Will he be able to hang on down the straight, because Kizzy is breathing down his neck. He's going to have the slipstream here. And Vipermon closing in on DXman as well, as Noah gets past Zonix before the braking zone comfortably. And Mickey now up into 3rd position. Good overtake on Kizzy, who's just picked up a penalty already on lap 3 of this race. Could be a high penalty race here in Imola. It's very easy to cut the track, as Zonix is still, or Zonix has been passed by Noah, and Spark just behind trying to catch him as well. And look a little bit further down the field here. Churchy has lost 4 places as Phoenix goes wheel to wheel with him. And Phoenix tries to go around the outside. They leave each other just enough space, and Churchy has the exit to get through and remain in 13th there. But Phoenix right on the back of him still, and now Dead Heat joining in the battle as well. Oh, Dead Heat spun and he's out of the session. He lost it there just behind Phoenix, and that is going to be a virtual safety car. Phoenix unfortunately just lost it there, and Dead Heat lost it, and that is his race over. And the AlphaTauri, they will be disappointed with that. Unfortunate for him there, just on his own fault there, no incident. But we're down to 17 drivers now, and the virtual safety car is out. DXman maintaining that 2nd gap on Vipermon. And he's looking strong on this track today. Vipermon, the championship leader, doesn't have the answers at this stage. And Church is coming into the pits. So is that for some front wing damage potentially? We'll have a look here. Or is it an early pit stop? Now it's a front wing change for Churchy. And as we get underway, Firestrike gets his 2nd drive through of the race. And it's just going from bad to worse for him today. And Milan getting close to Kizzy here. It's a good little battle here between about 5 drivers who are in DRS range of each other. Bit of a train starting to form here as Milan and Noah closes behind him as well. And Zonic's not too far back either. So we'll see Vipemon almost in DRS range of DXman in the meantime as well. Milan has gotten a lot closer to knock Kizzy in the last few moments here. And could be on for a move down the main straight here. Is Milan. He's gained 3 places in this race, looking to get into the top 4. Kizzy after a golden start, starting to drop back a little bit. And Milan is closely following, and I believe that's Dat Boy Connor who's off the track in the Alpine. And may have got had a spin there. As Milan now getting ever closer to Kizzy. He's going to have to go around the outside here. And has he made it stick? Kizzy gives him just enough space. Milan pushes him off a little bit. It got a little bit feisty there, but Milan makes a way through. And very crafty there from him as Morrow and Frosty have a little bit of a battle. And now Noah sees a potential opportunity to get past the AlphaTauri of Kizzy as well in the meantime. Only 2/10 back at this stage as we're on lap 5. And Frosty now getting past Morrow. But Morrow gets a very good exit here and just clips Frosty on the way through and maintains that 9th spot for the Aston Martin as Frosty just clips the curb there but manages to hang on to his cars. And Noah has some serious pace. Kizzy looks to have a poor exit. He had to lift off the throttle there, Noah, but he could get another chance down the main straight as Kizzy goes away off the track and gets a little bit of advantage there. Now he's back close to Milan, so we could see another exchanging of positions as Kizzy getting right up to the back of him here. Could be a potential 3-car battle down this straight because Noah is very close as well, and Spark not that far behind either. Kizzy has some serious pace here down the straight, and he pulls out to the right of Milan, and he should be able to breeze past the Aston Martin. And here comes Noah in the back as well, trying to get in the action. He's playing it a bit cautiously, had to lift there. Milan's out of VRS, that's probably why the move was so easy for Kizzy there into 4th position, but Milan just having a sneaky look back up the inside, seeing if he can make something happen. There's another yellow, and it's the Alpine again of Pro Gamer this time, I believe. And having a look again is Milan, but not quite having the pace through that corner to get it. Good little battle between Milan and Kizzy, and it's going to resume here. Milan getting really close once again, pressurising Kizzy, who's gone off the track. And it would be very unusual to see him move around here, but can Milan pull it off? Not quite. And just lets Kizzy go for the moment. But Kizzy with another poor exit. Is Milan going to make a move into the chicane? Kizzy weaving all over the track here, not giving him anything. And some very aggressive defending as Milan now picks up a 3-second penalty. So they're both even on the penalties now. And in the meantime, Vipemon has taken the lead of the race on DXman. Apologies for missing that one. I was just enthralled by the battle going on here between these three. And Noah is, and Milan goes off the track. Noah should be able to breeze past now in the Ferrari into 5th place. And DXman has DRS on Vipemon, but is not able to catch at this stage. And Spark now getting close to Milan as well. The Zonix in the background waiting to pick up the pieces. We've got a bit of a 5-car DRS train behind Kizzy at this stage. And DXman just starting to drop back off the lead of Vipemon, who has shown some good pace so far in the race. And Kizzy dropping back from Mickey as well. He's 3 seconds back. Pro Gamer pitting, assuming to get a new front wing. And the Alpines have now dropped back massively. And Connor is now out of the session. He's been lapped, and that's a safety car. So now the pit stops will come in handy. Vipemon leading, and Pro Gamer's in the pits, so he's going to be a bit of a winner out of this situation. He gets the new tyres and the new front wing and doesn't lose too much, but he's in second last at this stage. We'll see if any overtakes can happen. DXman now will be trying to get as close to Vipemon as he can into the pits here, as safety car is out. And here we go, Vipemon now into the pits, coming in for some new tyres, as is DXman, who nearly rams into the back of the Williams there. It was very close indeed. And it could be all down to the pit stop here. We'll see if DXman can make up any time here. Spark with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That makes his day a bit worse. And DXman's getting a new front wing, so he's going to lose massively here. And Morrow stays out on track, and he's going to inherit the lead of the race. He started on the hard tyres, remember, and so did Harold Zinho. So Vipermon is not going to be in the lead here. Mickey into fourth place, net second on those new tyres. So this race is really spiced up. DXman has lost out to Mickey following his pole position. Kizzy in sixth, followed by Noah, Milan, and Spark and Zonic. So the order stays pretty much the same, except Mr. Morrow and Harold Zinho now in the lead of the race. And this could work out very well for those two if there's another safety car later. And they're going to ride those hard tyres out as long as they can. The drivers behind will have to stretch those tyres. So this could work out well for Morrow and Harold Zinho. And we'll see how long they can hold up Vipermon and Mickey and DXman and all the drivers coming from behind. So 16 drivers remain here as we're on the lap 8 of the race. And Firestrike coming into the pits. He had to serve 2 drive-throughs and now getting some new tyres. So he is now back in the race after he'd almost be a lap down if not for this safety car. And I believe he's gotten rid of his penalties if I'm not wrong. Yes, he has. So Firestrike will be very relieved that safety car's come at the time that it has. We'll have another lap here of safety car. And Vipermon's going to be very careful picking his way through the 2 leaders in front. We'll see how aggressive they'll be in defence here this afternoon. And Morrow reserving for the Aston Martin team. Probably didn't think he was going to be in the lead of the race when he was starting P12. But Harold Zinho now also on the back of him. So safety car, Firestrike is a fair way back, but should come in at the end of this lap. And we'll see if DXman can make back any of the ground he did lose through replacing his front wing. And we'll have a quick look at the tyre situation here. So top 6 all on hards, top 2 have had them on since the start of Noah, interestingly pitting onto the soft tyres. So he's going to definitely need another pit stop. And from 8th to 12th all on hards, and Phoenix and PS Bomber on the softs. So no medium runners out there at the moment. Everyone has gotten rid of those tyres. And will the safety car come in this lap? We'll see if Firestrike can catch up to the back of the pack before the end of the lap here. And we can see the Aston Martin lead us away once again for Division 2 here. Vipermon in the prime position at the moment, but he is going to have to drive carefully if he wants to hang on to the lead. As we see, the safety car might not be coming in this lap, as Firestrike didn't quite catch up to the back of them. So we'll have another lap, I believe. Yes, we will. So this does benefit the hard tyre runners, or Morrow and Harold Zinho. Oh no, the safety car is in this lap. That's a very late call for the safety car to come in. Firestrike did catch up to the back of the pack, and now Morrow doesn't have as much room to work with on the restart, but he takes off, and Harold Zinho close behind. Vipermon was a little bit slow there, and Mickey and DXman right on the back of Mickey here. He's going to challenge for a position here. Harold Zinho very close as well, and Vipermon as well. So all very close together. And going off the track is Harold Zinho, and he hits Mickey, and Harold Zinho he almost went round, but I think damage was avoided there. And Milan gets through as well into 7th position. DXman and Mickey going wheel to wheel now. As we can see, Mickey just holds off DXman of Noah on those new soft tyres. He'll be a bit racy as well. Vipermon still behind the Aston Martin here. Mickey picks up a penalty as well. Vipermon now having a look at the Aston Martin. Kizzy very close to Noah as well. Goes around the outside. And it's wheel to wheel. And Kizzy does get through. And Milan does as well. So Noah's dropped a couple places here, and now we'll go back up to the lead. A lot of action going on here. Vipamon goes off the track there, avoids the penalty, and DXman also getting back really close with Mickey here, and he's not going to be able to get through on this occasion. He'll probably be able to use the straight though, and Vipamon is probably going to be able to get past the leader of Morrow as well. Not sure if too much of a fight is going to be put up here. Vipamon getting squeezed. He just finds a way through though. He's getting squeezed once again by Morrow, not letting up easily here, and he's being pushed everywhere. Vipamon, he had to work for it, but he takes the lead of the race, and Morrow couldn't do too much about that as Mickey's going to get through on him as well. It looks like they're going wheel to wheel, and Mickey gets through, and now DXman needs to quickly dispose of the Aston Martin as well to keep touch. Oh, he nearly spins there as well, as Noah also got back past Milan in the meantime. So Morrow quickly dropping places, and Haroldinho's coming to the pits as well. And DXman's got some pace up the hill here. Is he going to go for a ballsy move? Not quite. He's got to make this move quickly. He's tapped the Aston, and he gets through, and fortunately avoids any damage there. Does Morrow. Could have been disastrous, but DXman forces his way through, and he's not going to wait around, as Zonix has spun in the meantime as well, and he's dropped down all the way to 14th. That's going to cost him big time in the end. Morrow still keeping up with DXman here on those old hard tyres, but thinks better of a move there, and Noah on those new softs should be able to dispose of the Aston Martin pretty quickly as well here. But not Kizzy is hounding him as well, not letting up here. So we'll see if Kizzy can get through. Morrow is wheel to wheel. DXman again on old tyres. Morrow is going to go wheel to wheel. That's a fantastic move there, but DXman gets back past. No space given there. Morrow still in the hunt here. DXman breaks later and hangs onto the position. Morrow pulls out very wisely there. And now Noah is on the back of Morrow, and Kizzy's right there alongside as well. Kizzy's been very racy today, and Milan is out the back as well. But Noah hangs on here and now can pursue the Aston Martin, who's on the old hard tyres. And a very good run there for Noah. Should be able to get through. And Morrow just tries to hang in there. Pushes him a little bit wider than he wanted to go. But Noah does get through now, and Morrow's tyres starting to fall off now, as Kizzy now and Frosty as well has lost a place to Churchy. Is he going to have a go? He's going to. He's going to brake late, and Frosty gets back ahead. And now Spark catching up to Milan, and Kizzy getting past Morrow here. Morrow's not going to make it easy. He hasn't made it easy for any of the drivers yet. He's going to try a little switchback, but he is now dropping back, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes into the pits here to get rid of those tyres, or maybe not. And he's got the DRS open here. He's going to catch Kizzy. Kizzy's got a poor exit. And Morrow now, and the Aston Martin clips him. Not sure if there was any damage there. His teammates there behind as well. They've got to be careful to not collide here, the Aston Martins. And Morrow's gone off the track now. And a few drivers now get through. I'm not sure if he's picked up damage from that. Oh, he's spun as well, Morrow. So that's big. And all the Red Bulls spun as well of Frosty. So they both spin in unison there. Milan and Spark now trading places. And Milan's off. Both Aston Martins have spun on the same lap now. So disaster has struck there for the Aston Martins and the Red Bull. So 3 spin-outs on the same lap there. And another yellow flag as well, as it looks like someone's going... Milan's still going slowly. And he's had another spin. Those tyres would be in serious jeopardy now. Vipermon and Mickey's got past Vipermon as well in the meantime. Mickey has a penalty though. Vipermon's gone wide at the exit of that chicane a few times. And DXman a couple seconds behind here. So Mickey in the lead, followed by Vipermon, who is just hanging onto the back of him here. DXman a couple seconds back as well of Noah. Will be starting to lose those soft tyres a little bit. And Pro Gamer is wheel to wheel with Churchy here. And hadn't moved on the outside, but Churchy just sticks the car ahead. And Churchy now pulling away on the straight. Kizzy has lost a place to Spark as well. Spark playing a bit of a comeback role here. And Zonix getting past his teammate Firestrike. And wheel to wheel just in front was Pro Gamer and Churchy. Pro Gamer just has to stick behind for the moment. And Noah now 5/10 behind DXman. Can he catch him at all? Vipermon is just playing the waiting game here. He's gone wide a lot, has Vipermon. Hasn't picked up a penalty yet, though. So could be an indication that a penalty could soon be coming. Poor exit from Mickey, though. And Vipermon now sees an opportunity, pulls out to the side, but not quite with the speed on that occasion. Pro Gamer gets back past Churchy. Vipermon wide once again into that corner. And now Mickey has to defend for all his might. Vipermon closing, continuing to close on him as the lap goes on here. And now the DRS will be open, and Vipermon will have a chance to overtake for the lead here. He's got a bit of speed here. Vipermon, Mickey running out of VRS as we hit almost the halfway mark in this race. And Vipermon has the speed, doesn't quite want to go for the move around the outside though. Gets a nice exit out of that corner. Now does he have the speed through here? Not quite on this occasion. And we'll have a look Noah a little bit further back on DXman as well now. But we'll just stick with the battle up front for now. As Mickey now just holding off Vipermon at this stage. And interestingly enough, none of the cars that spun pitted for new tyres, sticking with what they currently have at the moment. So Vipermon now is closing in on Mickey, goes wide, and probably being affected by the dirty air is Vipermon. That's why he's having to go wide. And now into the chicane, sticks it nice and closely to him. And he's right up on the back here of Mickey, looking for the lead position here, as Frosty picks up a penalty in the meantime. And Vipermon could be taking his lead back here. The championship leader versus second place here. We'll see how well Mickey can defend here. DXman's also slowly but surely catching the leaders as well. Another penalty for Milan there at the back. Getting bad to worse for him after his spin. Vipermon now catching up to Mickey here. Is he going to go for a move here? Not quite. He's going to force him to defend though. And should get a really nice exit here, Vipermon. Is he going to go for the move? Not quite. He's going to just sit back and wait, as he loves to do. He loves to play the patient game, does Vipermon. And just wait for his opponents to make a mistake. And it's a very good style of driving, and it's probably why he's leading the championship by so much at the moment. And there's been a yellow. It's an off for Churchy, who's going very slowly, and it's a safety car. He's lost his front wing as Churchy, and this could change the race once again. Those soft tyre runners will be able to get rid of those softs and get onto new tyres without too much penalty. So Noah and Phoenix will be pleased about that, and some of the lower placed hard tyre runners will also maybe look to go onto new tyres to put some pressure on the lead quartet or trifecta at the moment. So we'll see what Mickey does here. Should be staying at, you would have thought. Just having a look at the pits, and he fakes. Vipermon fakes as well. Does DXman go in? DXman does go in. And so does Noah, of course, to get rid of those soft tyres. Spark goes in, so it looks like most of the drivers will be coming in, except for Mickey and Vipermon. Kizzy stays out as well. Pro Gamer, Zonix. Pro Gamer fakes as well there. As Zonix goes in. Morrow goes in as well. Frosty stays out. Churchy has to come in for that wing. And I assume Milan's going to come in as well. Yes, he is. PS Bomber does as well. Churchy gets the speeding in the pit lane penalty to make it go from bad to worse for him. So DXman's picked up some new medium tyres. Will that last to the end of the race? Will they have the pace? I think they should be alright. They might fall off towards the end, but they're going to have some good pace. And Kizzy, Pro Gamer and Firestrike, will see how well they can defend their lead positions. As we have a look at the penalties quickly. Not Kizzy has 9 seconds. Everyone else 3, except for Churchy, Milan and PS Bomber, who have a few more. So it's going to be very interesting to see the tyre battle here. The driver's going to be closed up once again in this race. And everything to play for. Vipermon with the net lead of the race after penalties. But Mickey will be leading us away at the restart. So game on once again. Firestrike looking good in 5th place without any penalties. After having 2 drive-throughs. Is all of a sudden right back in the mix here. Frosty in 7th stayed out. He's behind DXman, who's on the new tyres. And Frosty's going to have a lot of work to do, keeping behind the 6 cars that have fresh medium tyres. So he's definitely going to have his work cut out for him. And we'll see what these hard tyre runners can do to defend. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic here. Who's made the correct decision here, I wonder. And DXman, this move could get him a potential race win here if he's got it right. Or do Mickey and Vipermon have the pace to defend for the rest of the race, I wonder. So safety cars should be coming in at the end of the lap here. As most of the drivers are now caught up. So Red Bulls have had a bad race, but potentially could be back in the mix as well. The Williams of Spark is down into 10th. He's lost out a fair bit, but he'll be hoping these new tyres can breathe new life into the race here. And we'll see what Mickey does on the restart here. Could be some fireworks here early. We're going to have a big tyre difference here. Big pace difference. We'll see how aggressive the defence is from the front leaders. DXman's going to have to get through 4 cars before he gets to the leader. So, it's wide open here in Div 2. Will Vipermon be able to get yet another win here? Or are we going to see DXman get his 2nd win of the season, or maybe a new winner? Maybe Firestrike could be in a good position as well. Or potentially Noah, Phoenix and Spark, if they can get through on those new tyres. But safety car in this lap. We're about to find out what's going to happen here. There'll be 14 laps to go at the start of this one, and Mickey will be leading us away. Vipermon has spun, and that is major damage. I think he got hit by Kizzy, although no penalties have been given out. Vipermon is into 6th place, and that is massive for DXman there, and now Mickey's going to lead us away. Vipermon has had a massive, very costly incident there at the start, and Mickey is now blasting down the main straight, and now DXman's coming to the pits, so he's had damage. DXman damage, and his new tyres are now gone. So Vipermon now in 5th. He's getting close to Firestrike. Noah really close to the Red Bull of Frosty as well. And this has completely changed the dynamic. DXman's going for prime position as Firestrike gone slowly as well. Vipermon gets through. So DXman was in the prime position to win here, or to get into a good spot, but now with damage, he's going to have to pit and go all the way back to last with Milan. Firestrike dropping places left and right here. He's already down to 11th. And now of Noah right on the back of Frosty here. Is he going to try and go for a move? Not on this occasion, but he's right on the back here. And Kizzy also catching Mickey in the Alpha Tauri, but he's got a fair chunk of penalties here. We'll see if Kizzy can make his way through though. Only 5/10 back. And Pro Gamer now has Vipermon behind him. We'll see how aggressive the defense is for Pro Gamer. And Noah does get past Frosty. Frosty going slowly. Tapped Mercedes. There's 3 cars that have been hit there. The Mercedes of Phoenix, Haas of Zonix, and the Aston of Morrow as well getting through. So a bit of bumping around going on here. Frosty maintains his 6th position. Spark down in 7th as well, closely tailed by Churchy. Spark has a 5-second penalty for corner cutting as well. He has to let through Churchy. Churchy's up into 7th now. And Noah up into 5th. He's looking good with no penalties at the moment. And he'll be catching up as Vipermon's gotten past Pro Gamer. And now Noah can catch as well. So Noah looking in a very strong position here if he can catch up to Vipermon. Spark getting past Phoenix as well. And the Aston Martin and the Haas going wheel to wheel in the background as well. Morrow just stays ahead of Zonix. And now Haroldinho is getting interested as well. Zonix just stays ahead of Haroldinho there. And Noah and Pro Gamer exchanging places. And Noah is through on the new medium tyres, so he is now free to chase after Vipemon, who's 1.8 seconds up the road. And now Zonix will go back to, who's chasing after Morrow and the Aston. And we'll see if he has any pace to get back into the point scoring positions. But it's looking like another train is forming here behind Frosty. And now Pro Gamer in 5th position on old hard tyres. He's going to be swallowed up by the pack in a moment. And now Frosty is about to be swallowed up by Churchy, who has gotten himself back into this race. And now no DRS yet at this stage, but will he be able to get through on raw pace? I don't think so at this moment. As Mickey now getting way ahead, or getting a good comfortable barrier of 1.5 seconds on Kizzy. Vipemon a couple more seconds back there as well. But Churchy chasing after Frosty, and he needs to get past pretty urgently as the drivers ahead are starting to get away. Zonix gets past Morrow. They're really close together here. Zonix tries to hang it out around the outside. Morrow has the better exit, but they're both completely wheel to wheel here. Zonix has to pull out, and Morrow just hangs on the position there. And still very close, these two. Phoenix now getting nice and close to Spark. In 8th position, Spark getting close to Churchy, and Churchy's been hit by Spark, and that's a massive incident there. You can't reset the track, which is what Churchy's done there. But that's a big incident, and Spark's completely lost his front wing. And unfortunate there for both drivers. Churchy's dropped a few places. And off Noah's now setting the fastest lap, so he is well and truly in this race. Zonix catching Morrow as well. And we'll see if he can get through. He's had a good little battle with him here. And Spark and Haroldinho both coming into the pits now. Can Zonix make a move? Not quite. And off Noah's nearly within DRS range of Vipemon. That's going to be a good battle. Great exit from Zonix here. Just been cut off by Morrow though. And he'll continue to pressurise here. But will he have the speed? We will find out here. Zonix feigns a move down the inside. Doesn't go for it though. And now we'll have a look at a big battle here between Noah and Vipemon. Noah on those new tyres. Vipemon's going to be desperate to defend though. He's closing up on Kizzy in the background. Vipemon is in net second as Kizzy has 9 seconds worth of penalties. But can Noah get through? He's got some pace. DXman setting the fastest lap in the meantime. Vipemon once again goes off of that corner, and now he's picked up a penalty. So Vipemon now has finally picked up a penalty. He's done that multiple times in this race, and he's now closed up to 6/10 on Knock Kizzy. So he's going to get a DRS benefit as well, which should protect him a little bit from Noah. And DXman's picked up a penalty as well. So Of Noah is now in the prime position to win this race. As long as he doesn't pick up a penalty, Kizzy just lets Vipemon through there without too much defense. So interesting play there. And now Noah is going to have to try and get past Kizzy as well. And just has to stick behind at this stage. But it's going to be a very exciting battle here between Noah and Vipemon. As Vipemon now catching up on Mickey as well. Zonix and Morrow going at it once again. Morrow just tapped by Zonix. And now down the inside goes Churchy on Zonix. And he has a little bit of a snap there and has to let Zonix through. And now Morrow's right on the back as well. And has to stick behind. But Churchy does gain a place there. Milan gets past Haroldinho as well. And Noah getting very close now to Kizzy in third. And Kizzy just trying to hang on the third spot here. But Noah's got some serious pace. I don't think he'll be able to hold on for much longer as Noah swoops through into third position. And now can resume his pursuit of Vipemon. He's 1.4 seconds back. But he's got the fresher tyres. And we'll see if he can catch Vipemon, who is currently second with penalties. And Kizzy's come back at Noah here. So Kizzy with the DRS. Noah thought he was through, but Kizzy has done well. But Noah has the better exit here and it has some serious pace and should be able to get back around the outside and thinks better of it. They both give each other some good space there. Fair racing, and Kizzy gets the position back. So Noah losing out on some time here to Vipermon. And only 8 laps remaining in this race as Churchy gets through on Morrow as well. Into 9th position. So interesting stuff here. Morrow is now dropping back a little bit. He's in 10th. And Harold Zino and Milano, a good little battle down the straight as well. And Noah now catching back up to Kizzy. So the battle resumes here. Once again, 8 laps remaining here in Imola. And Vipermon's going to be hoping, Vipermon and Nicky are both going to be hoping that Kizzy can continue to hold up Noah here, as he's the biggest threat in this race to them. Nicky goes a little bit deep into the corner there. And now Noah has a good chance to get past here. He's 3/10 back. He's going to have the DRS open. Kizzy has run out of ERS. This should be a pretty breezy move here for Noah. He's got really good speed down the straight there. And now it's game back on here to the end. As Noah can now, but he's 3 seconds back on Vipermon. So he's lost his advantage a little bit now. So the pressure is going to be on. As Vipermon is also closing up on Mickey. This is going to be for the lead as well when this battle commences. So very interesting stuff here. Kizzy has already dropped back a second as well. Frosty on Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer having a nice little race himself in 5th. And there's a retirement. Mickey's out of the session. What has happened to Mickey? It looks like he's just lost it on the track there. And Vipermon now inherits the lead of the race. And it's a full safety car. And now, well, who's this going to play into the hands of, I wonder? Vipermon assumingly will stop. Will Noah stop is the big key. Kizzy, Pro Gamer and Frosty have a chance to get rid of those tyres, which I'm sure are burning. But will the medium tyre runners be able to finish off the race here? We'll see what Vipermon does now. I assume his best option is to go into the pits here. DXman, as you can see, has put on the fresh softs. He's almost going to be a lap down. Vipermon definitely is going to come into the pits. Is Noah going to come into the pits? Yes, he is. He's not going to take the lead. Kizzy almost putts Noah as well. Is anyone going to stay out and try and hang on to the lead? I think the most likely candidate is Zonix here, who does stay out, and so does Frosty. And they're going to take the lead. Frosty and Phoenix and Zonix are going to be in the top 3. This is going to be a very interesting finish here. So Vipermon's going to come out in 4th. Noah's going to come out in 5th. If Noah had stayed out there, he would have had a very good buffer on Vipermon with a couple cars in between. And Churchy now to serve his penalty. So we're going to have a great mix here. Frosty on very old hard tyres. I'm not sure how he's going to survive this situation. Zonix is going to be without penalties here. So Zonix is in the net lead of the race. Unbelievably. And Vipermon, who does have a penalty, that could come to haunt him at the end. Noah is probably in the best position to win this race on those new softs. And it's game on here at Imola. Those with no penalties, once again, are going to be at a massive advantage on the restart. And we'll have about 4 laps of racing. Stay tuned here, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen here in Imola. We'll see how strong Frosty's defence is for Red Bull, but it's going to be very, very exciting. Mickey, the big story, DNFing, and he looked to be poised for a win, but now the race is spiced right up. So most cars now catching up to the safety car. And we should have one more lap of safety car before we get back underway. Vipermon will be under pressure here. He's been under pressure a few times in this race, but he's stood up as you'd expect the championship leader to do. We'll see if he can hold up yet again. We'll just flick over to the penalties really quick to see that situation. So Vipermon, Frosty and Phoenix, all 3 seconds. That's doable. Kizzy has 9 seconds, so that's going to take him effectively out of the race. Pro Game with 3 seconds, which isn't the worst situation to be in. Morrow with 6. Churchy 3. PS Bomber picked up 20 seconds. The rest are in a bit of trouble. DXman on 8 seconds, which is a shame for him, who started on pole, but unfortunately probably won't have a chance to win this one. It's going to be down to Vipermon, Noah, and maybe Zonix. Zonix will be a bit nervous having Vipermon behind him, and he's going to have to defend on old tyres. And then the two in front of him, they're just going to have to try and hold up Vipermon for as long as humanly possible here. And it's game on once again here in Div 2. Frosty will lead us away on what will be 20 lap old hard tyres as well. So the pressure's going to be on him as well. He's got some penalties in the back pocket. But how will Frosty take this restart? Really be aggressive in defence. Phoenix and Zonix will have slightly better tyres, but Vipermon and Noah have the freshest of the pack. But we will find out now. The safety car's in this lap. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And, oh, big damage there. 3 cars have hit each other. Again, on under the safety car, I believe it was Morrow and Churchy who have got damage in 8th and 9th. So that's ruined their races. They're going to have to pit. But we can't focus on that for too long, because now Frosty is going to give us the restart we're looking for here in Div 2 with 4 laps to go. And off he goes. Phoenix already on the back of him. He's going to come wheel to wheel with him over the start-finish line. Zonix is close as well. Vipermon, look at the speed he's got. Vipermon always going to get squeezed here. And look at them. They're 3 wide going into turn 1. And Kizzy's got a great view of this. Vipermon almost straight back into the lead of the race. He's into second. And a tap and spin for the Mercedes of Phoenix there. He's dropping down the field. Zonix has been passed by Vipermon. And there's a yellow flag everywhere. Pro Gamer going around the outside of Zonix. That's a great move from him. Noah's dropped a couple of places. Zonix going to breeze back past Pro Gamer though. Now Vipermon trying to go after Frosty in the Red Bull. Frosty's on terribly old tyres, but how hard is he going to defend this lead here? He's still in the net lead of the race with those penalties. So is he going to defend hard on Vipermon? Vipermon's going to have to get crafty here. Kizzy gets past Noah. Zonix down into 4th. Pro Gamer gets through as well. Noah gets past Kizzy. There's action everywhere here. Not sure where to look at the moment, but we'll look at the lead here. Vipermon getting really close to Frosty. He's down 3/10. Milan is exchanging places with Haroldinho once again. He's got a penalty for corner cutting though. Here goes Vipermon on the new soft tyres. Is he able to get through? Pro Gamer's getting pretty close as well here. He's not out of the race either. The win is still on the table for him. Noah has been spun. Noah spun round the person. Oh, Zonix has been hit as well. Zonix is out. Haroldinho's out. That's a double DNF there. And the person at safety car's out. And the person who was likely to win the race in Noah has been spun round, is down in 12th. And Vipermon now finds himself back in the prime position. And we've got a safety car with 3 laps left here. So it looks to be that Vipermon's got this win wrapped up now. Noah looked to be home, but he spun it. He lost it by himself, and that caused Zonix to get hit into the wall. Zonix, that's devastating for him. He was looking to have a fantastic finish, probably his best of the season. But now Frosty, this safety car is a massive relief for him, because he is just hanging on to those tyres, and he could secure a 2nd place or a podium finish yet. And he's probably not going to be looking for the win now. But we're going to have 2, maybe 1 lap of racing. I think 2 laps of racing to end it here. And Pro Gamer's looking for a podium finish as well. If he can get past Frosty on those old tyres, he'll get a 2nd place. And we'll see if he can pose any threat to Vipermon as well. We'll see if any of the lead cars have got damage here. It doesn't seem to be at this stage. But of Noah down in 11th, that's devastating for him. And now the safety car waits at the end of the first sector. And Firestrike as well, don't count him out. He has no penalties, and all the top 7 have penalties. So he is definitely not out of it either. On those, he's on medium tyres though, so he'll lose a little bit of time. but definitely could be up there for a strong finish. We'll go to the leader time split here, so we can have a good visualization of the penalties. Everyone is now caught up to the safety car, so we'll come in at the end of the lap, and we will have 2 laps of racing. Vipermon has managed to avoid all the carnage once again, and if he can pull out another win, this would be another extremely impressive Div 2 performance from him. Frosty on 22 lap hard tyres. They will almost be completely gone by now, but he has done fantastically to hang on to them and turn this race around for himself. And don't forget Pro Gamer, who's had a fantastic race himself. DXman has found himself back into 5th position. I think he's got some penalties though, if I'm not mistaken, 11 seconds of them. So unfortunately for DXman, even though he's back in 5th, he will lose a lot of places by the end. And Mr. Morrow at the back in the Aston Martin, who got hit earlier on, has lost quite a few positions. But the safety car is in, and this will be for the final time that the safety car is in. And now Vipermon will lead us away. 2 laps remain. Anything can happen still. Vipermon looks in the box seat, but you never know. Is Pro Gamer going to have a go? Is Frosty going to have a go on the old hard tyres? It would be a miracle, but it's not out of the question. Bit of getting very close to each other on the restart here. Frosty and Vipermon. Vipermon, has he taken off? I believe he has now. And we are off once again here in Division 2. Pro Gamer going to try and chase after. And DXman's got some good pace as well. Right on the back of Kizzy here. Milan as well. Here goes DXman and Pro Gamer getting straight past Frosty into 2nd place. He cuts the track a little bit, but avoids a penalty. Kizzy and DXman going after it as well. Kizzy up into 4th position, and Milan trying to split the 3 of them. Just not enough space for him, but he switches back on both of them. Can he get through? They're going 3 wide into this corner. This is unbelievable. And there's a double retirement there. Morrow and PS Bomber are out. And now we look towards the front. Pro Gamer's already 1.7 seconds back, but it looks like he's locked in for 2nd place. Spark getting past Firestrike. So he's back in it as well. He's looking for maybe a podium finish here, Spark. Same with Firestrike, both without penalties. And now Frosty and Kizzy going for it. Kizzy's up in a 3rd. DXman's got some good pace as well. DXman hits the back of Kizzy and spins him round and gets wing damage. And Kizzy's now out of the running. DXman causing big damage there. Frosty up into 3rd position. And Pro Gamer's already dropped 3 seconds, but I think he'll be happy with a 2nd place finish. He'll be ecstatic with a 2nd place finish, in fact. Fantastic driving there. DXman will have to pit. Oh, he's just going to stay out with no front wing and just try and hang it out. Churchy up into 5th and Milan in 6th. Spark 7 seconds back. We'll have a look at the penalties now to see where this will put him. It looks like it'll put him in 3rd place for Spark, and Noah also in the race. And this could be a battle for a podium position here. I know they're 7th and 8th, but it's still well and truly game on the final lap of the race here. As Spark gets through on Milan, and so does Noah. Noah looking for a move down the inside, and Spark nearly hits the back of Churchy. And if we look towards the front, Vipermon absolutely streaming away. Firestrike has dropped a couple places as well. So it's been a chaotic race, and we have 11 drivers remaining. Unbelievable finish here. Noah nearly slams into the back of Spark, and he has a little bit of a snap there that could cost him a place or 2. We'll look up towards the front though, and in a comfortable lead, Vipermon, he's had many difficulties that he has faced today, but once again he's shown his class, shown his racecraft, and he's going to cross the line and win in Imola in Division 2. It's another win for the championship leader of Vipermon, and he wins comfortably and crossing the line. What a race for Pro Gamer in 2nd place. Frosty will be on the road 3rd. Spark and Noah come up to 3rd and 4th, and Spark gets on the podium after he looked to be down and out, but Vipermon gets the win. A great day for Williams that have brought it back out of nowhere. Pro Gamer, driver of the day. I'd be agreeing with that, to be honest. He would be extremely happy with that result. And an incredible Div 2 race. It had everything. We thought we knew who was going to win. Mickey was in the lead. But in the end, Vipermon brings it home in first position from third on the grid. DXman, unfortunately, just missed out there with an incident. But it was an absolutely incredible race in the end. And Vipermont extends his championship lead to, will be about 120 points now. So thank you all for joining us once again here on ORL. Div 1 will be happening shortly in about an hour. But Vipermont takes it home once again. Pro Gamer in second. Spark in third with 4 pit stops in the end. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you later for Div 1.